Yeah, man.
All right, hey, I'm Frank. Fucking say
Oh, I'm Dan.
And we play the band.
Dramatic pause.
Yeah, for no goddamn good reason. We play on much the same. We're from Chicago, Illinois, and are very fortunate enough to be a part of the Lockjaw family. We're going to show you how to play a riffs from one of our favorite songs from many, many years ago, Dan.
Yeah, we're gonna play or show you guys a riff from the song "Hits Home," which is from our first album, "Quitters Never Win," which coincidentally,
It's 17 years old. The record is 17 years old. So we're going to do riffs from it. Look, if any of you met us in our youth, if there's anything you know about us, like if you want to go back like 17 years in time, if you probably talked to us, we were probably drunk and I probably bummed a cigarette off you in front of the venue while professing that I only smoke when I drink. Like that was just us. We were just idiots. But we wrote some songs we really liked back then.
and we're gonna kind of do a condensed version of it because we've already used them most of the time. So yeah, we're gonna start from the second verse here and finish out the song and show you guys some of the riffs that we play. So we hope that you learned something from it.
Cool. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Cool.
You know what? So are you, man.
You're so good.
That's this guy.
This fucking guy right here. Oh, wait, another song. Nope, you're gonna pay for more songs. Pay for it. Not giving that shit out for free.
I don't know if I remember that one.
Yeah, no fucking way.
Okay.
So how to play this stuff?
Yeah. So we'll start with that second verse, which is also the same riff that is played in the first verse. For a little bit of background about how I wrote this, again, I was 19. Number one, the whole entire theme of the song, I think, pretty sure Losing His Safety, the Thrice record came out around. This is like when it blew up. So for a young guitar player who, it was pretty cool to hear this style played as like punk rock. So I tried to emulate that sound, as well as I was really influenced by, you know what, I'm not going to say that this band is a huge influence. I wasn't really that big of a fan, but the main riff in the song is influenced by Floods by Pantera. You'll see it once I start showing you this. I could play them side by side, and you'll see that they're almost the exact same riff. And I also use that same riff from Floods in almost every much the same song that I've written ever since that song. So yeah.
Listen to Pantera.
Yeah, listen to Pantera. They know what they're doing. So yeah, the riff starts off with this kind of E minor thing that I think I also ripped that off of Dave Matthews Band. Yeah, the first part of this is like an E minor, so you go on the 7th fret on the A string, and then you do the 5th fret on the D string, and again the 7th fret on the G string. So you'd have that chord right there, so you kind of play something like that. I always try to do a slide up to it, gives it a little bit more flavor, so like that, and a little hammer on there, and then here comes the Floods chord, and then you go down to the G. Oh, that's a C, by the way.
We play a half step down, by the way, for anybody.
Make sure you probably should have got that out of the way.
2.5 step down.
Yeah, half step down. So you do the C, and then again you do the same type of chord, that Pantera rip-off chord on the G. You can do it that way. If you want to get like really, again, if you're playing on acoustic, you could also do that same G lower here. You're almost kind of playing a G chord, and then just a little D major at the end. And that's the whole thing.
That was very Bob Ross. Just a little D major right there at the end.
And that's pretty much the entire verse riff. I know in the first verse, I'm pretty sure I palm mute the beginning part, make it a little bit quieter, give it more feeling, and then open it up when all the rest of the band comes in. So yeah. That's pretty much the whole riff. It's just a E minor, C, G, and a little D major. Just a little D major. So hopefully that helps you guys out. If anyone is trying to learn that song, hopefully it didn't take you 17 years to figure it out. But yeah, that's hits home. And Frank's going to show you his bass line in the bridge of that song, which has always been one of my favorites. So yeah.
All right, getting to my part. One of the things I've been asked about in the past is like how to play the bridge of this song primarily, because for the most part the rest of the song is all root notes. It's just again half step down. So I'm going to speak in terms of if I was tuned to standard, which is E, C, G, and D. That's essentially what's going on. The bridge goes to what I'm continually over and over again pounding on the ground is the face-to-face chords, that face-to-face bass line, Matt. Riddle / Scott Shiplet kind of style of playing where you're doing like the chords up, right? I abused the hell out of that, and it was really fun to write at 21. I thought it was unlocking like the fucking universe, right, in this bass line. But anyway, anytime you ever hear that style of bass line, by the way, being played by a bassist, know that, like, for the most part, they're keeping their fingers probably pretty close together within a scale. Like, it's really hard to stretch and move around, and even though, like, you'll do that from time to time, chances are, like, whatever's happening is probably, like, in a chord structure that's tight, where your fingers are naturally going. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So, anyway, it starts on what would be E, and I go... So it's a power chord, right? If you're a guitarist, you'll kind of know what that is. So we go. It's really hard to like explain exactly where my fingers are going. So you're gonna kind of have to look like. That's an open if you can't see. And then I go to.
On this one.
I go to a major G then kind of progression. To an open D. By the way, if you're like a bass player, your open chords, your A's and your D's are like so fun to mess with, right? But then I go it does that the same way the whole time through, except the second time through I go. And I know that all went kind of fast, so I'm gonna do like kind of a slower run through. So you go. And with the exception of that last time I go. Okay. Even though I messed it up, you kind of get the point, right? There's a part after that, but again, it's all like, again, those chords, just playing. Just because you're a bassist doesn't mean you have to be, you know, confined to just playing, you know, single strings. So.
Okay, so one quick last part. We're going to show you the solo that comes at the end of the song. I may need a little backup on that. Yeah, so, shit.
You know what, fucking dude, I'm doing my fingers. I never play my fingers.
Fuck it, you know. Yeah, that's fucking, I got this shit. We can do whatever we want. It's our time, Frank. So, the solo at the very end of Hits Home, it sounds very familiar when you start hearing it because it is exactly the same as the melody from the verses. So, this all hits home, she says, and you just do it on guitar. So just try to, I could sit here and play, like show you note by note, but it's all you could if you could play by ear, you'll figure out really easy. Start on that D, and this all hits home. And then comes into this little Smashing Pumpkins riff off here afterwards. I'm just going to show you all the bands I rip off. And then a little Led Zeppelin riff up here. This part's on my own. That's fucking Dan O'Gorman original shit. That's it. So, all together, ready?
Alright,
1, 2, 3.
Dude, your faces are what kill me.
I'm making faces?
The most gnarly
I didn't even know I'm making faces.
Everybody make sure you make those.
Man, yeah, you can't play the song without the faces.
Like, usually when I get to play shows with this guy, like, he's all the way on the other side of the stage, and
No,
like,
there are no
I kind of see what he's doing, but I don't get, like, a microscopic view like I just got right now.
I didn't even know I was making faces.
You look like you need to, like, take the worst dump.
Let's rip this up, huh? So anything else that you'd like to say before we shut this down?
I want to say that, like, it's an absolute immense honor to see as many people, you know, that have been excited about our first album coming out on vinyl. That's huge. We actually watched Wayne's World 2 the other day, and Cassandra said she was looking at the CD saying, like, oh, my...
Vinyl. She was looking at the vinyl.
Oh, she's looking at the vinyl, yeah.
She's looking at Frampton Comes Alive, yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah. She's looking at vinyl saying that she's like, oh, my records will never be on vinyl. But Cassandra, just so you know, in 2020, Crucial Taunts records are on vinyl.
They would absolutely be on vinyl, yeah.
They would still be on vinyl.
Yeah.
And I buy them.
So yeah, thank you for everyone for, I didn't think that I'd be able to be talking about these songs 17 years later. So thanks, cheers. And
no, totally, cheers, man. Thank you guys for years of good times. Bye. Bye.
Lockjaw!
It's 17, yeah.